The RCA Studio 2 was released in January of 1977, a full 10 months before the Telstar. The graphics of Studio 2 games were black and white and resembled those of earlier Pong consoles and their clones. The Studio 2 also did not have joysticks or handheld game controllers, but instead used two 10-button keypads that were built into the console itself. The system was capable of making simple beep sounds with slight variations in tone and length for game audio. The Studio 2 included 5 built-in games that included Bowling, Doodle, Addition, Freeway, and Patterns. The Studio 2 was not a successful console at all. The Fairchild Channel F that was released a year before made it obsolete before it was even launched, and the Atari 2600, which was superior to both of them, was released just 10 months later. After poor sales in 1977, RCA discontinued the Studio 2 the next year. After the disaster of the Studio 2, RCA started to work on an updated version of the console called the RCA Studio 3. But with the release of the Atari VCS, Bally Astrocade, and the upcoming Magnavox Odyssey 2, it was clear that RCA was about to release another inferior console than the competition. So RCA gave up on manufacturing the Studio 3 itself and licensed the technology to other companies for production. These variations of the Studio 3 include the Konica M1200, which was to be released in North America, the Mustang 9016 Telespiel computer released in Germany, the Trevi M1200 microcomputer released in Italy, the Academy Apollo 80 released in the United Kingdom, the Sheen M1200 microcomputer released in Australia, the Soundic Victory Home TV Programmer MPTO2 also in Australia, the Hanimex Zhu TV MPTO2 released in France, and the Toshiba Visicom C100 released in Japan. As expected, the Studio 3 did just as poorly as the Studio 2, mostly due to the fact that the new console was almost identical internally to the previous version, but for the fact that it could play games in color. The graphics and gameplay were no match to other consoles releasing at this time from Atari and Magnavox. In total, there were less than 100,000 consoles sold worldwide of all variations, and most were discontinued within just a year or two. This video was a segment from my Iceberg documentary on every single video game console ever made, so if you're into that sort of thing, you should definitely go check it out. You can follow me on all social media at IcebergDocs. Like, subscribe, click the links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.